Hey guys, welcome to Wrestling Days and welcome to this Wyatt 6 video. We got so much to talk about. We got the interruption on Raw that we thought we were going to get. That second tweet from the Wyatt 6 that we thought was going to be in the video. It was in the video. We've got some key images to look at from this video as well. But actually WWE have put it on YouTube and they've tweeted it out. This is something they weren't doing for the Nightbird videos, but I think because the group has now debuted, they really want as many people to be coming along on this ride as possible, right? Not everyone is going to scan the QR codes. Not everyone is going to dig into the journal entry. So there's definitely stuff there that's kind of just for us. But they're going to want to include as many people as possible. So I think we will see them uploading the videos more so than when it was Nightbird, because they weren't doing it during Nightbird, right? So this is titled Can You Keep a Secret, which is really cool because that was the theme of the last Firefly Funhouse. So even that is interesting. So we will come back to this, but obviously at the end of this video that interrupted the show was the QR code. Oh my God, QR code. This is not a drill. So you can scan that, right? If you want to scan it, if you haven't already. Then there it is, right? Obviously, we're about to talk about what's in there. So there we go. So what was in there was another journal entry. It took you to the journal and it took you to this. So this is the next journal entry. It's called frater, which is actually Latin for brother, right? So it's basically titled Brother. And it says, the bond of a family is a cat o' nine tails. Now, a cat o' nine tails, I already know what that is. I'm sure many of you do. It's a whip where it's got like 9 threads that come out. And they used it, like, I think on pirate ships and stuff. So the bond of a family is a cat o' nine tails. It's bound through suffering. Right, so basically saying that it's not all straightforwards. Yeah, being in a family is not all like roses. Like there's gonna be hard times, there's gonna be some suffering, but we see you, brother. And I think that's really important, brother, and that is Latin for brother, right? And we're going to come back to this as to why that's important. When you need us, we will be there. Now, some people are saying they think this is Damian Priest. The only reason why I'm not thinking it's Damian is because of the brother bit. Like, they're saying, we see you, brother. I don't know if the Wyatt 6 would feel that kind of connection to Damian Priest. This, to me, is Braun. I read this and I was like, Braun. They're saying to Braun, like, we see you. And actually, I think the video dropped during the Braun segment. I think it was around that time. So I really think that this is aimed at Braun. And there is another big clue that this is aimed at Braun that we're going to get to in a bit, right? There are theories out there that it's Damian. I'm not chucking them out completely. I'm saying keep an open mind, definitely. But brother, and also the other connection to Braun we'll look at later, really does make me think this is aimed at Braun. When you need us, we will be there. So this, I think, is obviously very, very interesting. And also, in the source code for this, J. Winthrop Diary. J. Winthrop Diary. So we'll come back to that bit, right? Because that's just a little side quest, I believe. Which, actually, I don't think we've even really found the answer to. There is a Winthrop Diary, and he goes to lots of places. But I don't know that we've actually really pinned down what this actually is. Like, what it is they're telling us here. So this is very interesting, but a bit of a side quest, that one at the moment. So that was the first thing. That was the journal entry. And honestly, you would think that would be it. right? You would think that's it, done. Thanks a lot for coming. Brilliant, right? No, far from it. There was loads in this, absolutely loads, just by complete chance. And it was nothing more than chance. I just wanted to hear what the music was going to sound like, because I did wonder if they'd changed it. So I clicked on the little music thing at the top, live on stream, and then it opened up this image, right? Now, this is not an image that I could remember seeing. And actually, people have said, no, we've not seen this. We believe this to be new. Now, I think a lot of these are things we've seen before. I feel like that's going to say, I remember, and blah, 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 blah. And I feel like these are drawings that we've seen before as well. Again, I might proven to be incorrect and wrong with that, but I do feel like these are things from previous Nightbird QR codes. That isn't, though. This L102537, that's not something that we've seen before. Now, I can tell you that the theory on this one is that that is, I believe, Luke 10:25 and 37. So we think it to be a Bible reference, right? There is also another theory there, which is that 37 days after the 25th of October is Survivor Series. And is this pointing towards Survivor Series? If you join me on the watch along, you'll know that I actually counted 37 days after the 25th of October, and it took me to the 1st of December. But if you include the 25th of October, then it takes you to Survivor Series, which is at the end of November. So there might be something in that. There might be something in that. It doesn't quite fit 100% for me. It's like a day out. But I don't know. I still thought that was a really interesting theory. Really interesting. And if you count the 25th, it will then work and it will get you to Survivor Series. Right now, though, I don't know that that's what we're trying to communicate. I think we're just trying to communicate a Bible verse there. So that was when you clicked on the sound thing at the top. Of the journal archive recovered, then it took you to that image, right? So that was an image that came up. Then if you actually clicked at the bottom, in the very corner, you got this puzzle. So this puzzle was found on the journal website. In the bottom right corner, it's titled Notoved, which if you move all the letters around, it's an anagram of devotion. So you get devotion, right? And the way that you solve this is you take those two letters and you make a word out of it and you put them there. Take those letters, you make a word out of it and you put that there. Take those letters, you make a word out of it, you put it there. Take those letters, make a word out of it, it goes there. Blah, 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 blah. And then you actually get this. So Brett, shout out to you, but shout out to everyone that tagged me in this. So SlamX, thank you as always. Brett said solved it. So my life for you, I lay down my life for you. So that feels like a message from Bo to Bray. It feels like that's what we're communicating there. So that was in the bottom right hand corner, and we'd not seen that before. That was new. I do want to stress, though, there's lots of things that you can click on that are old. I got tagged in quite a few pictures that we had seen before. There's a lot of old images that are still on that page. So, yeah, my life for you. That one we've had before. Then if you clicked on the lines at the bottom of Archive Recovered, you got another puzzle. So you got this puzzle. And again, if you work it all out, so Marla Monster, shout out to you. Do you know why you're afraid when you're alone? So there we go. Do you know why you're afraid when you're alone? I'm not sure if we found out what that connects with, but that feels like it's definitely a quote from a song or a film, or it's a quote from a novel or a poem or something that is going to connect to something, or maybe a Bray promo. Do you know why you're afraid when you're alone? Question mark. So very good, very interesting. So again, that was found hidden on the Archive Recovered as well, right? So we had that. Then we had another picture, right? So we had 2 pictures, 2 puzzles, and we had the journal entry. So this was the other picture. When you click on the bin at the bottom, you get this photo of Bo. It says something, I can't quite make it out. So here you get this image of Bo, and in the corner there, it's really blurred, but it is coordinates. Right? So this is Bo looking at the screen, and on the screen you've got Nightbird and you've got the Pluto symbol. I don't think there's anything else there. Some people have pointed out the shadow here, but I think that's just the edge of the cloth. I think the table is on a plinth. There's a cloth over the plinth. That is coordinates down there, right? The coordinates, as you can see here, look, Nita Nitro has put those coordinates in, and it takes you to a place called Brothers. A place called Brothers, which is, you know, again, I think another connection with Bray, Bo and Bray. I believe the title for this one was actually called Words of the Red. So again, Words of the Red, that being Bray. So I feel like a lot of what we're reading and seeing here is Bo just communicating that connection with Bray. And we spoke about the whispers of 1,000 voices. That was in the video. And now we've got this coordinate that takes you to a place that's called Brothers. And this is called Words of the Red. So I don't know that there's too much here that we can take from it. I suppose it's interesting, though, the Brothers thing, because in the journal entry, he does use the word brother. We're here when you need us, brother. So I wonder actually if partly some of this isn't Bo speaking to Bray or talking about Bray. Perhaps some of this is him and Braun. Perhaps he sees Braun as a brother. I mean, think about what Braun went through. Of course, he was the black sheep in the Wyatt family. He is someone who was very close to Bray. Very close. I think he might even have been like godfather to Bray's son. So yeah, I mean, he is really close to the family, really close. So I feel like a lot of this is Bo and Bray, but some of this could be interpreted to Braun as well, right? That word brother, I mean, it's a very powerful word. I just don't think they would use that for Damian Priest. So we had that image as well. There's a close-up of the coordinates, which is a flipping nightmare, but that is what it translates as. There's the Nita Nitro one. So, to my knowledge, and we were trying to decode this whilst we were doing the live watch-along, I am aware that there were a journal entry, 2 pictures, which we've looked at, the one with the Bible verse, the other with the coordinates in the corner, and then the 2 puzzles. So that's all the stuff that I believe was there. The only other thing was a link to the video at the very top. There was a hidden link that took you back to, I believe it was this video. So this video that was shown on Raw that has been uploaded to YouTube and shared on WWE's social media, there was a link to that in there as well. So it wasn't like a new video. It was this same video. So that's everything that's in there. And that's pretty much all the stuff that you need to be aware of. But we do have another folder, which is a Wyatt 6 folder. And this has just got lots of other little bits in. Some of the stuff that we've actually been talking about as we've been going through. But this will just give you a bit more depth to some of this stuff, right? So over here, we have got Pepsi Guy saying that the journal entry, frater, is Latin for brother, which it is, and that's great information, so thank you. Spurs Gamer, thank you. Dark Necrofear said, did everyone see the green glitch that appeared on screen after Braun through the golf cart? Yes. I couldn't tell, to be honest, if that was because the golf cart had been chucked or if that was a message from the Wyatt 6. I couldn't tell what that was. So I don't know if that's something we're meant to read into or not. but worth pointing out. Kelly the Wise Lady said this is the URL for the other picture. So you might remember the one picture was called The Words of the Red. We spoke about that. The other picture was titled Arbun. Now, if you rearrange those letters, you get the word Braun. And so for me, that just reinforces the fact that we are sending a message to Braun. Up here, this is an explanation. The SICKS have dropped a QR code hinting about bringing someone to the group. Then we had a green glitch during Braun's brawl. I think it's time for Braun to come back where he belongs, says Dark Necrophia. Here's Brady saying, look what they called it. Can you keep a secret? Which connects us to the last Firefly Funhouse. Words of the Red, we spoke about that. That's the title for the other image. Here's Renegade, who said Luke 10:25-37. It's the parable of the Good Samaritan. So this is all the parable of the Good Samaritan, which is well worth a read. So again, this is about being a good Samaritan. Could this be about us reaching out to help Braun? There'll be a few theories on this, but again, that's something that probably needs a little more digging into, just like this one, as we said, the Winthrop Diary that was hidden in the source code. So, Renegade, thank you. Erase Your Mind, thank you. Cerberus thinks they're talking about Damian Priest, and I just wanted to include that because Cerberus is not alone. There's a lot of people thinking that Priest is the person that's being spoken about. I'm not so sure about it, but it is an alternative theory that's out there. 37 days from October 25th is Survivor Series. Again, if you count the 25th of October, it works. If you don't, then it's actually 36 days after. So I'm not sure. It's brilliant. How someone worked that out is fantastic, but I don't know. Again, be aware of it. This is Winthrop's journal, right? So if we actually go full screen on this. So it says, early in 1635, Winthrop abandons his text, the Roman names of the month, substituting in accordance with a window into a world that, while unfamiliar, continues to influence our sense of meaning of America. Again, there's stuff to dig into here. I don't think we've really established what we're looking at. So it's got the history of New England. So I wonder if there's a show coming up that's going to be in New England. And I wonder if that's the connection. But I feel like if you go digging into Winthrop's journal, right, I feel like you're going to find tons of connections. There's going to be loads of He's been to loads of places. It's going to connect to potentially loads of shows. Nailing it down as to what they're specifically trying to communicate, I think, is going to be a bit of a challenge with that one, to be honest. Here's some of the stills. So Word of Wrestling said there's a few stills here from tonight. So thoughts, I mean, a lot of you will have seen the video on the show, of course. But there is one of the images. There's Bo with the black Howdy mask kind of superimposed, which looks cool. You speak, we follow. There's Bo. Even now, the words of the Red, guiding the knife until our hands are one and the same. Slowing it down, you can see that there is Bray Wyatt's lantern and the Firefly Funhouse door opens as the words guiding your knife until our hands are one flashes across the screen. Of course, those words were in a previous journal entry. And then I saw this one actually just before I was about to record. So SlamX said, a massive shout out to Bretley88. Do you know why you're afraid when you're alone? Is a quote from the movie The Sixth Sense. That makes sense now. I included this without properly reading it. The image of the puzzle. So one of the puzzles is titled I Do. The quote in the movie is followed by I do, I do. So it seems like Sixth Sense is being referenced in the QR codes. So I hope that makes sense. So you work out one of the puzzles and it says, do you know why you're afraid when you're alone? That is a quote from this film. Excellent work there by Brett Lee and SlamX. Evan said on October 5th, 2013, Bo Dallas beat Kurt Hawkins to retain the NXT title. So I don't know how that connects. I don't know where we're getting October 5th from. I'm guessing it's something to do with maybe the Bible quote. Maybe we're translating that as being October 5th. Not sure. Not sure on that one. And then I just included this because it looks like we're moving on from American maids who are showing no remorse whatsoever. But I don't get the vibe that we're still targeting them. They obviously had a killer video package tonight, which was awesome. So it seems like they're going off in a certain direction, and it feels like maybe Wyatt SICKS now are moving in a different direction. So at the time of recording this, that is everything that I have. Of course, there's going to be more that comes out, but this is the initial breakdown video. Obviously, we need to dig more into the diary. I think there's definitely stuff there and a few other little bits, but by and large, that was everything. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you so much to everyone that got in touch, sending in their thoughts. I really do appreciate it. It gave us a much better idea as to what was going down. So a big shout out to everyone that tagged me in different bits. Keep doing it. And obviously we'll have another video up for you tomorrow as more information comes through. But as we said, at the moment, that is everything we have. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.